Welcome back to the Kuryakyn garage. Now in this episode, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to install the tour box and saddlebag lighted accents. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to install is going to be these tour trunk lights up here, and we're going to take those off by some Phillips screws inside the trunk. All right, once you remove the factory Phillips screws, the side panels will just pop right off, and we'll replace them with the chrome ones. Now before we can install the lighted chrome piece, we need to run this wire underneath the tour box and behind the rear fender plate. So let's get that rear fender plate off first. Okay, once we have our wire run through, then we can go ahead and connect that. Run the wire down in, and then we can mount up the light. Now installing the sides is just as easy as plugging them in, snapping them into place, and securing them with the factory Phillips screws on the inside of the trunk. Now that we have the lighting installed and all fitted in, we're going to go ahead and install the wiring part. Now Kuryakyn's made this really easy with this nice plug and play wiring adapter. We're just going to find the factory wiring harness behind the fender here and plug it all in line. Now they give you two options here for pigtails that you can plug. We've only got one that are going to supply these lights, so you can keep the other one for a later accessory down the road. We'll just plug this in here, tuck all of our wiring back up into the fender, and we're done. We can put the center panel back on. So the next thing we're going to install is going to be these saddlebag light accents here. We're going to remove the outer piece off the door here first. We've got 3 Phillips screws on the inside here to take off. Okay, the first piece we're going to install is going to install just like the stock one, except for we've got to run this wire. There's a little hole here in the side of the door. You can just press it right in there. Then you can open up the trunk door and get your wire out. And use your factory screws to screw it back on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this stock taillight so we can get to the wires behind it. Now, we can just run the wires up right from the pocket, and they'll just go right up in the door here. There's a little cavity right here where the light doesn't cover, so the wires can go up in there. You don't have to worry about them getting pinched or anything. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this corner trim piece. It's going to look nice because this one's got a little bit of damage on the corner here. Next, we're going to drill holes for the wiring to go through. Now, we're going to install the trim piece, putting the wire through the hole we just drilled, and we'll secure this with the factory screws. Okay, now that we have the wires from both the corner and the door trim, Kuryakyn provided this nice Y adapter. We can plug both these lights in. However, we need to splice in the other ends into the taillight wires. And we're going to find the green and the brown with a white stripe. That'll give us running and brake functions. Use these little red Scotch locks here. We'll lock them right onto the wires. Now your finished wiring should look something like this. Okay, and that's it. That's all it takes to install the saddlebag and trunk molding lights. Until next time, we'll see you then.